Welcome to No Fun Channel. I'm Felix, and yesterday, Monday, I did a full body workout. The bench press, I did. Oh my God, how much did I do? I did 25, 25. That's 50, and then I did 10, 35, 35. Oh my God, I can't do math. I did 70 pounds. There we go. They would have bench 70. Trying to get back up to 100, but I was able to do 70. And I did a full body workout, went through all the machines. And then I told my wife, my wife calls me as I'm finishing up my workout. She goes, "Oh, we're going for a walk?" I'm like, "Yeah." Then after I hung up with her, I'm like, why the hell did I agree to that? But what's the weird thing is when we went on the walk, I think the endorphins kicked in. And I was ready to go do 2 miles. We only did a mile. And I was ready to do 2 miles again. But yeah, it was a weird sensation to do a full body workout. And I got a headache now because of it. I think I dehydrated myself too much because I was dripping sweat and I didn't have any water. I kind of did that on purpose because I noticed I get swelling in my feet because of, bad health. But if I sweat a lot, the swelling goes away. So when I worked out, got a lot of sweat, no swelling. So there's that. But yeah, I did the full body workout, and now this morning when I got up, I felt fine. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go to the gym and do chest day, just focus on the chest. But as the day went on, I could feel it in my chest. I could feel the soreness. I really haven't felt soreness in my chest like this in a long time. Like I feel it all through my chest. Like I did the butterfly, I did bench press, I did them all. And I'm glad I did. I didn't do back as hard as I normally do. I think I need to work on my back some more. But overall, I liked it. I got my full body in and did a 1 mile walk. And I'm shocked. I'm shocked I'm not in more pain, actually. I'm sore. Like I got a good workout, but I'm not in more pain. So that's good. And then, so basically my workout will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, try to do some cardio. I haven't done any cardio today. I need to do something. It was just 15 minutes. We didn't walk today because it started storming. I was sitting here and those clouds, that darkness just rolled in, dark clouds and stuff. It was like, wow, they got dark fast. And then it rained and then it went away. And now it's like, heat and water do not mix well. It's steamy out there. And it was just, wow, couldn't believe it, how fast it rolled in. And as for another thing with working out that I've fallen into a bad habit is I'm hungry. When I work out hard, I get hungry. And it's like, that's not fair. I got all this excess fat. Why can't my body just feed on that? But yeah, I get really hungry. And it's like, so I had to fight the urge to just go buy everything at McDonald's. And it's like, okay, don't do this. But I'm hanging in there. I'm watching when I eat still. Instead, what I did, I ate almost a whole bag of carrots. So then I had to go to the bathroom. But so I've been trying to eat healthy snacks. I've been trying to eat cauliflower, carrots, things I like. I like celery sticks sometimes. So if I can get the ones that are already deveined, that'd be awesome. But so I might try to do that: celery, carrots, cauliflower, keep them around, and just eat those when I need a snack. And I do use dressing, but I try not to soak it in. I'll dip it and then eat the whole carrot. Like dip it one time and then eat the whole carrot. And same with the cauliflower, dip it one time and eat the whole thing. Instead of multiple dips. So that's what I've been doing with that. And so tomorrow when I go, I'm going to start with legs. I start with the upper body first. Tomorrow I'm going to start with the lower body and work my way through. One of the downsides to, I think, starting with the upper body, when I got to the legs, I couldn't do the weight I normally could. Leg, abductor and leg abduction. The scissor thing. I think I'm saying that right. But I couldn't. Normally I do 150. I could only do 50. My legs were so sore by the time I got to it. So I'm gonna start with that first, then come out and do all the other leg stuff, and then just go backwards through the workout on Wednesday. Now, one thing I probably will still do first is the bench press. I want to do that. I want to keep doing the bench press. Try to do 70 again. I didn't have the catch set. I'm going to set the catch this time and do 70 again. This time I'm going to leave it on 70 and do all 3 sets at 70 pounds. What I did is I did one set, then went down, then another set went down, then another set went down in weight. This time I think I want to leave it there and just see if I can do all 3 sets at 70. So that's my goal. Full body workout and 1 mile walk. But when I was thinking about my workout, another thing I thought about was the number of fake workout stuff that's out there and how so many people fall for it. Well, I bought some exercise equipment, but it wasn't because I thought it was going to work. At the time I had the money to waste and I was curious, and that was pretty much it. I was just curious about it. But there's so much stuff out there. It's like, do this. You got to do this. You want to learn how to use weight? Use my program. You want to do this? Do this. And it's like, there's so much misinformation. And there's so many fitness influencers lying to you. And they're just flat out lying most of the time. But then you have other fitness influencers calling them out. But then the ones who are doing the calling out people are also lying too. So it's like there's so many of them lying that you don't know who to trust. And unfortunately, from what I've seen, most of them you can't trust. I would say probably 80 to 90% of the fitness influencers, you can't trust what they say when it comes to working out. And it's sad it's that way. But here's the thing. It's been that way since the 60s. They realize they can just say whatever they want, and people who are desperate to lose weight are going to listen to it. And that's the truth. So it hasn't changed. It's just the platform has changed. I would say what's changed is the number of people now involved in this stuff. Used to be you had to know people or know people who knew people to get you into the fitness industry. Now that's not necessary. You can just go and start an account and start doing it yourself. Oh, my throat is dried out. But yeah, it's just astonishing me every time you turn around. There's another fake fitness thing, and one of the reasons I thought of this fitness ad popped up, and I listened to it. I'm just like, you're full of crap. It's like that's not how that works. And then you have those fitness ads with Dr. Drew, and here I thought he was a reputable man. Here he's not. He is not a reputable man. Do not trust his judgment when it comes to that stuff. He'll be like, "I'm my doctor," but there's so many doctors who turn to scams because they want to be famous. Because there's this other doctor who just lies about how to get in shape stuff because he knows he can make money. He says all this stuff and it works. And sadly, I don't blame him. I mean, so many people. Fitness industry is $1 billion industry for a reason, and it'd be nice if it wasn't that way, but it is, and so it makes it hard to know what you can believe and what you can't believe, who you can trust, and oh wow, it's just so much going on with the fitness industry. It's like, what was it, the vinegar thing? They're talking drink vinegar, but then there's like stuff that goes. They want you to buy their vinegar because their vinegar is formulated to help you versus other vinegar. It's like it's vinegar. Get over yourself. And then the herbal stuff. Take this herbal stuff to help you with your vitality. It's like, what's that got to do with fitness? But yeah, and the fact that it hasn't slowed down, and the fact that there's so many pills on the market that don't work. Some do work by getting rid of the excess water weight, and it doesn't actually get rid of fat. It's just getting rid of the excess water weight in your body. So that's how those pills are working. But yeah, you gotta watch it out there. So be careful. if you're looking for a quick fix for your fat, really surgery is the only quick fix that seems to actually work. And with that, you still got to be careful because you can get a crappy doctor, and unfortunately, there are a lot of crappy doctors jumping into this industry because they see people making money. So you got to watch out for that. Another thing that I saw in the news was the fake kidnapping. And what is it with people faking their kidnappings? Just to get out of a marriage. And the worst part is the husband made like he knew. He said, then he felt bad for thinking she was lying. And then then things started falling apart, and he's like, oh my gosh, she's lying. She's lying about the kidnapping. Then she started saying he was abusive and all this other stuff. It was like, there's no proof of anything, but there was enough proof against her that she faked her kidnapping. And I noticed majority of the time when this stuff happens, it's a middle-class white woman who does it. It's like, there's got to be better ways to get out of a marriage. It's like, you could have just left, actually. You could have just left and not said anything. But yeah, it's just like, here, let me fake a kidnapping. It's like, if you went out of marriage, just leave. I mean, if you didn't feel like going through a divorce, just up and leave. Just vanish. And there are people who do that. You could have just vanished, but she didn't. I mean, all right. I just noticed I have two audio things going on, and I noticed my other one wasn't working. Hopefully this mic, everything here is working. So, we'll see how the sounds. But yeah, that was just weird with that whole fake kidnapping thing. It's like, if you went out of your marriage, you could have just left. You know how many men just leave? They don't fake their kidnapping. Just leave. Yeah. There was a story I heard one time where the husband left, been gone for years, and the wife filed for divorce. Somehow the divorce court people found him. He came in, signed the paperwork, signed away his parental rights. He didn't want anything to do with anyone. She's like, when he came in, she didn't recognize him. He was like a mountain man. And he just left. And he turned around and walked away. It's like, first off, that's a guy who's cracked. You know, he went from being a dad and husband and working 9 to 5 to living in the mountains, not wanting anything to do with anyone. So he snapped. And I mean, it's sad that happened, but the reason I'm talking about the kidnapping, because that's not the first time, like I said, the middle-class white woman has faked her kidnapping. It's like, what is with that? Why are you faking your kidnapping? I don't get it. You can just walk away. Just walk away. If you didn't want anything out of it, walk away. If you wanted something, get a lawyer, go through divorce proceedings. But to fake your kidnapping is messed up. And yeah, and put people through that is even more messed up. You put everyone through that. Here you are faking, and I don't know. People do this stuff, and it's just like, it's so stupid. It's so over the top. This isn't TV. Stop doing that. And then was it Gypsy Rose, I guess, is pregnant, and her ex is like, he doesn't feel she'll be a fit mother and stuff. It's like, and he called her something, a word I've never heard before. I had to look it up. But yeah, I don't think she should have a kid either. She's unstable. And especially since she's been out. I mean, she was unstable when she went in. I mean, look at the life she had. And now she's out. And I don't know. Because she's all over social media. She just pops up. I'm not even looking for her, and she pops up. So yeah, it's like, she's desperate to be in social media, which I can't blame her. I'm doing social media. You know, there's a lot to it. But I got my kids before I started doing social media. So I'm not having kids to do social media. And and all those family YouTube channels fallen, because you find out the kids are being abused, and apparently there were a lot of those going on. And then there's one where I guess it was found out the mom was trying to stage skits to where it looked like it was natural, like hilarity ensued, and would yell at the kids if they didn't get it right and all this stuff. It's like maybe you guys shouldn't do social media because it's driving you insane. Just walk away. Just walk away. But yeah, I don't know. I think child services should step in. People should be watching her because I'm not saying she'll do the same thing that her mom did to her, but definitely someone should be there watching. And I don't know, man. This is not an insult to people with Down syndrome, but when I look at her, I feel like she has a case of Down syndrome. Oh, at least a mild case or something. There's something about her that just screams Down syndrome. And that could explain a lot, actually, about her and how she fell for that stuff for so long. I mean, honestly, she was a kid when it all started, but still, it could explain a lot about her mental capacity, too. But, yeah, it's just... And then, I'm not a political person, but someone took a shot at Donald Trump. I saw the video. You can see him turn. He touches his ear, and then he's like, "Oh crap!" It's like, and I was like, "Wow!" And then all the celebrities who died this weekend is like 6, maybe more. It was like, bam, 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 bam. It was like, I think some more died. It was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like just a laundry list of celebrities just died for various reasons. Some have been sick, some just old, and some was just out of the blue. It's just like, and actually, I take that back. I don't think any of them actually died from old age. These ones that just recently died, I think they all died from various things. It's like, wow. It's just like every disease. Yeah, because Shannon Doherty had cancer. What's her name? Oh my God, I can't think of her name. She Olive Oil and The Shining. She had diabetes. Richard Simmons was sick. The guy from Alf, apparently he had epilepsy and passed out in the car and died. The heat killed him and his dog. And I'm trying to think who else it was. Dr. Ruth. Okay, she did die of old age. There we go. I was thinking someone died of old age. It's like, yeah. And there's more than just them. There were some more that came through. There's some football player. I think a couple football players. One, I think, died in a car crash. No, that one may have been earlier. But there was a football player, I guess, who just died. And some musicians. Someone said Eric Cartman. I was like, Cartman? And there was an actual single name, Eric Cartman. But, yeah, there's just so much going on. It's just like, wow. It's like, simply put, Donald Trump was the lucky one, apparently. But, yeah, it's just like, people just shooting, and I couldn't believe it. It's just like, all in one weekend. It's like, can we spread this out? Let's spread this out a little. We don't need to try to finish as much as we can do in one weekend. And now Richard Simmons, I knew had been sick for a long time. Shannon Doherty, I think she was actually battling cancer for, when was that? 2000. I think she started around COVID, maybe a little longer, but she got diagnosed with cancer in the beginning. She's been fighting. I think at one point she was cancer free and it came back, and so she's been sick for a long time. I think I saw an article that said last year she got diagnosed with stage 4 and was fighting it, but unfortunately, it's like you hit stage 4 and it's rare that anyone survives to stage 4. I still think the cancer business, and yes, I believe it's a business, they could probably have a cure for cancer if they truly wanted to, but they make more money creating temporary fixes than they do creating a cure. And it really is about money. The medical industry, especially in America, is about money. As long as they can make money nickel and diming you, they're going to keep doing it. And unfortunately, we live in a political country that's not going to do anything about it because they make money. So, enough with the politics. But yeah, cancer took her, and so most of them died of diseases really, or conditions they had. And I think Dr. Ruth, the only one that died of old age. And no, I think maybe the car wreck was recent. I think the reason I'm thinking of the car wreck because there was a football player who did die in a car wreck. And then some numbnut decides to see, I told you, or something like that. It's like he died in a car wreck because of the other driver, and he was a passenger. But yet you're like, see, I told you. It's like because when I saw that and then someone else stitched it, it was like, you're an idiot. It's like pretty much said you're an idiot. This makes no sense. He was a passenger. It was a drunk driver that hit them and took their life. And you're decided to go, see, I told you. It's like, see, I told you what? It's like, I don't get when people do that stuff. It's like, you might want to get the whole story before you jump on her and being like, see, I told you, because now you look stupid. But yeah, there was just so much death. And there's this, what is his name? TikToker I follow. He does a skit where, well, he's on YouTube too. He does the skit where he's God and he's the different years, black guy. And he did the Red Protocol, and now Lucifer's in charge. That's how it went off. It's like, that should be interesting. I think maybe he'll have an effect on things to come. That'd be interesting to see how things work. But yeah, the news has been crazy. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy. Now with Donald Trump getting shot at, the first thing I thought of was conspiracy, that this was all staged. And I was thinking that jokingly, because people lost their lives. But Donald Trump's also a very ruthless individual. But that aside, the fact that so many other people were talking about, staging it and it's all fake to the point, that it was all staged, all that, and sometimes sacrifices have to be made. I was just like, wow, the number of people that were saying that was just weird. But then the ones that were really funny were the ones that were doing the rap, like Donald Trump's coming out with the rap album now that he's been shot. They're talking about it'll appeal to the black community. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, it's not hilarious that someone tried to kill him and that people lost their lives. I can't remember. I think, was it just one person lost their lives? But that's not the hilarious part. It's the aftermath. People making fun of it and just cracking jokes here and there. And it's just weird. And another thing, since I'm on the news, doing news stuff, another thing in the news, Paula Porzingis, I can't say her name. I'll put a little picture up of her. She's a 50-year-old ex-model complaining because men don't find her physically attractive anymore. And I'm just like, I can tell you why men don't find you physically attractive no more. Because you point all that out. You keep pointing it out and you keep saying stuff. It's like, I guarantee you there are probably men out there who would love to go out with you, but you don't want to date those men for various reasons. And it's not because, I'm going to put it like this. Let's say there's a 50-year-old man. He's rich. He's ripped. He's a total package. He's just 50. She won't date that 50-year-old man because he's 50. I guarantee you, if she found out he was a 50-year-old man, because she's probably trying to get to 20-something-year-olds or 30-something-year-olds, and they're not looking to date older women. And it's also, or someone pointed out that when she was younger, she was getting the old rich guys. Now the younger ones are getting the old rich guys, and she can't get the old rich guys no more. Then that's on you. You should have got your old rich guy when you had the chance and moved on. But the fact that she's just like, men don't find me physically attractive, I want to be like, you need to surf the internet more. Because there is whole industries dedicated to older women. So it's like, you can't be, and I get that she's doing it for press, that she's doing it for publicity. It's obvious why she's doing it. So, and it's working. She's in the press. People are talking about her. I'm talking about her. And it was funny when I first saw her name. I was like, I had no clue she was. And then I saw pictures of her when she was younger. Like, oh, that's her name. It's like most of those models, I did not know their name, and honestly, I didn't care. And honestly, most of them I didn't think were that attractive. It, it, even today, they talk about exotic beauty and stuff like that. It's like exotic beauty. And the worst part is, back in the day, that was reserved for non-white models. That's how they would describe a non-white model. But now they use it to describe models who are not conventionally attractive, as they put it. It's like they meet all criteria, it's just they don't have the face. This is really what it comes down to. And it's like, okay, whatever. Basically, what that means is someone spent a lot of money on this girl, and they're like, oh, we got to sell this girl somehow. And yeah, there's lots of times where I see models like, she's considered attractive? Okay. And like even in Hollywood, there's a lot of people who they try to sell as being drop dead gorgeous, and I'm like, they're average. And I know I'm nothing to look at, but still, I know what I am. I'm not trying to sell myself as a hunk. I'm not trying to sell myself as the next Adonis. You know, it's like I'm an overweight old guy. I know what I'm working with. But then they have these women, and I see it more at women where they try to sell them as, you know, the next super beauty. And but the times I see it with men, a lot of times they call out the men more than they do the women. It's like, what are you looking at? And I like the fact, I saw something one time where someone was like, someone actually posted, when did ugly become the new beauty standard? And I was like, oh my God. And they were showing a lot of pictures of a lot of guys. I was like, I wasn't going to say anything, you know, kind of thing. I wanted to stitch it, but I know there's a lot of women that find those guys attractive. It's like, every time they come on my screen, it's like, I don't get it. I thought I understood, but I don't understand. That's like that killer who killed a bunch of women and people. And these women are all drooling over him. It's like, lucky enough, other women are calling those women out. Like, you guys are sick. And a lot of those women also point out, you're the same women that picked the bear, and now you're picking this. I guess he's a bear. So, dude's a psychopath, and these women are wanting to have a baby. It's like, so you want to die in order to get a man is basically what's going to happen. You're going to die. But, yeah, that's most of the news stuff. Man, my throat keeps trying to close up on me. You'd think I'd be used to talking now, but it's not working. But yeah, the fact that they're just drooling over that guy makes me sick. Is like, one, I'm glad I'm not in the dating scene, because I probably wouldn't date. I wouldn't date at all. I'd probably move to a state or a country where prostitution was legal, be honest with you, and just call it a day. Or get one of those dolls and it's just call it a day. Because, one, there's probably like a high percentage, there's a high chance that, you know, the woman's going to post about you. And it's like, I don't want to have my relationship out there like that. It's like, you know, I talk about my wife, but I don't go into details. And that's what you're seeing a lot of, is that you have these people going into details about the relationships. And it's like, why are you going into details? We don't need to know that much detail. It's like, they say all this stuff. And then there was even a TikToker and YouTubers who were talk bad about their husbands, and their husbands found out and filed for divorce. Like, oh, is that what you really think of me? Then they don't understand why their husbands left them. I don't know why they left me. It's like, you went on the internet and said all this negative stuff about your spouse. That's why they left you. And there was one on TikTok, I remember, other people pointing that out. It's like her husband found her TikTok, and like she had almost 1 million followers. Like, it was only a matter of time before he found it, and he left. He was like, he's out. I'm like, later. But, yeah, my throat is not liking me. Oh my God, my brain froze. I was going to talk about something else. And so I thought about working out, full body workout. Uh, I think I flew through everything so fast. That wasn't my plan. Deep Space Nine. So I'm watching Deep Space Nine, and I'm at the end of season 6, starting season 7. And the episode where Jadzia gets killed. Now it makes sense of the baby talk and her saying pretty much goodbye to everyone. What was funny is, I should have realized it when they talked about having a baby. But, Star Trek is really not known for doing that kind of cliche stuff. At least Deep Space Nine really wasn't. But it happened. They killed her off. Of course, later on, years later, I found out she got killed off because she wanted more money. And it's like, oh, we'll just get rid of you. It's like, really? It's like, just pay her. And they were nickel and diming that show, apparently. But, yeah, I'm at that point now. And it's amazing. I've said this before. It's amazing how much sci-fi, especially old sci-fi from like the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, echo what's going on today. It's like they were so on the money. And the Bell Riots are coming up. It'll be August 2024. I forget, was it August 11th? It might have been August 11th. I have to look. But yeah, the Bell Riots are coming up, so we've still got time for that to happen. This time we'll see if we can convince Cisco to bring the Defiant back in time. We'll just change everything. But yeah, I was looking that up because I was watching that episode and I looked it up. Like, when did that take place? And then later they reference that in another episode where Quark, Nog, and Rom all go back to Roswell, and it was like, oh, and Odo was there too. They all end up in Roswell, so I thought that was interesting. That Nog goes, doesn't he look a lot like Captain Sisko? I was like, that's hilarious. And then I've been watching Prodigy, and they've been doing a lot of time travel, whammy. And Will Wheaton is on the show as Wesley Crusher. And this season seems to be better than the other seasons. Or, wait, this is only season 2. I don't know why. I think because when I watched the first one, it had been paused before they finished the season. And then it came back and they finished the season. This time, the season is completely finished and I'm watching it. Oh, that reminds me. I need to watch The Boys. I've been putting off watching The Boys. I was waiting for it to finish. And I think it's finished now. I think it was supposed to be 8 episodes. And all 8 episodes should be up now. Oh, that reminds me as well. I got another show. I watched the new Superman. I haven't been watching it because I get tired. I went to a streaming service so I wouldn't have to wait day by day for episodes. It's like, just give it all to me at once and let me binge it. And that's what I'm doing with Prodigy. And now I got to go do that with The Boys. And I got to start with Superman. I had already started watching Superman, but I stopped. I was like, caught up. I don't want to be caught up. And then Jobless Reincarnation, I'm waiting for the dubs on that. I've been finding other ways to watch the dubs. And I'm caught up on that. But there's like still several episodes to go. And then, I haven't gone back to watch Windbreaker. I forgot that anime. I got like a laundry list of animes I've been watching. And I haven't gone back to watch them because the dubs aren't caught up. I can't do sub. Bad eyes now. And, well, I wouldn't say it's bad eyes. Like, I can read just fine. It's just, now when the subs with them, like, and it gives me a headache. It's like I get dizzy. It's like, I'm trying to read real quick. Especially the older anime, where they talked really fast on the dubs. Because if you watch the dubs, they're like, but it's head. Hey, gotta go over there. What? Over there. Because in the Japanese version, they were pretty much doing the same thing. And so the subtitles are coming and going. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I've been trying to get away from anime, not because I'm bored with it or anything. Just I realized I watch a lot of anime. I want to watch other stuff too. So I started watching older stuff and The Boys, of course. And well, I can't really think of any TV shows I've seen ads for anything that I want to watch, like live action stuff. And that's why also I started doing my sci-fi series of sci-fi shows that I wish they would remake. And because those were shows I liked watching, and I kind of wish they bring something similar to these type of shows. So if anyone sees this, I would like a recommendation of sci-fi shows to watch live action. Uh, I did try to watch The Expanse, but there was something about it. I don't know what it was about The Expanse, but I couldn't get into it. And maybe I'll try to go back and watch it again. And there was another one, Dark Matter? Was that it? I can't think of the name of it. Where they all had amnesia. I watched a couple episodes, but it wasn't enough for me to keep watching it. It was just like, okay. And there was another one I tried to watch. What was that other one? Maybe that was The Expanse too. No, there was something The Expanse, and then there was something else similar to The Expanse, and I couldn't watch it either. And it wasn't the amnesia one. Oh my god, I can't think of the third one. But I tried to get to those. It was just like there was something about them. They were too gritty for me. I think they were trying to be like Star Wars, but in what I mean by Star Wars, in how gritty they were, and the ships and how they did things. I'm not into, I guess the best way to put it, realistic sci-fi physics, in the sense that they can't really travel from point A to point B that fast. It's like, I can't think how to explain it. It's like if they travel from point A to point B, they use like real life scenario of you have to do all this in order to get to there. It's like, I don't want all that. And then they have like the engine rooms, like on a steamboat, on a steamship. It's like, I don't want my sci-fi to be that gritty. I don't mind like a Western kind of feel to it, but to the point where you can't like zip from point A to point B, And now The Expanse may have that, but from the episodes I had, it wasn't like that. And I think that's, I guess maybe that's what I said. I'll give The Expanse a try again. The one with the amnesia, I watched a couple episodes and then it was just like, it wasn't on my radar. It wasn't something I felt like I needed to go back and watch. And then the third one, I can't remember. It was similar to The Expanse. Because and even Firefly, I know a lot of people like Firefly. I really wasn't that big a fan of it. I did watch the movie, but I think I watched the movie just to overall. I watched the movie just to see how they wrap things up. But overall, I wasn't a big a fan of Firefly actually. So there's that. But yeah, I would like to find some more live action TV, and it doesn't have to be sci-fi. So if you got any recommendations, I'm not too big on dramas, because most of the time the dramas are teen dramas, and I'm not a teenager. Even when I was a teenager, I didn't like teen dramas. It was like, where are these high schools? Because none of that stuff goes on anywhere that I know of. Yeah, so if you got any recommendation of live action shows, let me know. I do not do teen drama. Even when I was a teenager, I didn't like teen dramas. That was not appealing to me. Because, to be honest, 90% of the time it was white teenagers. And most of the white people I was around didn't act like that. And also, they overhyped, their drama, their lives. It's like, it was nowhere near real to me. And the writing was subpar most of the time. So, yeah, just no on the teen dramas. But yeah, I would like to find a good live action show to get into again. I may have to get online and just start looking. But yeah, I would like to find a good teen drama. No, I just said find a good teen drama. I would like to find a good live action show, either sci-fi, maybe a drama, depending on the drama. If it's a fair stuff, no. Murder mystery stuff I like. Trying to think what else. Funny stuff. I like funny, but I don't like everyone's funny. Like How to Meet Your Mother. That didn't appeal to me. Even Blackish. I wasn't a fan of Blackish because I'm not a fan of stereotype black people. When I was younger, I wasn't a fan because it got played out even when I was a kid. It's like, okay, I get it. Let's move on. So I'm trying to think what kinds of comedies I like. It's been so long since I watched a comedy show. Just sat down and watched The Good Place. I like The Good Place. That was good. Oh my god, I can't think of any recent comedy shows. I liked Martin in the beginning, but again, it became stereotype. And Let Me Single was good until Fox executives got involved. Or not in Let Me Single. Actually, Let Me Single because they tried to get rid of people. In Living Color, same reason it went down with Fox executives. Married with Children, I did like that. But yeah, I want to find a live action that I can watch, but I don't feel like cutting down one. Sometimes I'll get an ad for something and I'm like, oh, that seems interesting. But then, what was that? Supercell. It was supposed to be like if you had sickle cell, that's why you got superpowers. My wife got into it. I was like, oh, my wife is into this? So I sat there and watching it. I was like, oh, I see why my wife is like this. It had that feel of a show she would like. Her taste and my taste were not the same. But the fact it was sci-fi also blew my mind that she was into it. And I love the fact so many people pointed out, why did he not teleport her, get her and get her out of there? When he told her to just leave, I knew she was dead. Like the writing at that point fell off. You screwed up. They should have had him teleport her away. And then they're fighting. Because they still wanted her to die. They could have done it another way. She gets teleported away. And they're fighting, and the guy that can absorb the powers, he gets the powers and teleports back before he teleports her away and shoots, and maybe the bullet goes through his arm, like he gets shot in the shoulder, and it catches her in the throat or something. And oh yeah, that should have worked. All that, there you go. I fixed it. That's what they should have done. Like the bad guy is able to get his powers, teleports backwards, and shoots, and ends up shooting him in the shoulder and shoots her in the throat. He's wounded. He can't go back, and they still managed to kill the bad guy. There we go. I fixed it. So that was, anyone who's watched Supercell, that's how they should have done it. Something along those lines. So I didn't watch the beginning. I had no desire to go back and watch it. I watched the last couple episodes with my wife. And it was interesting, but once again, didn't appeal to me. So yeah, I don't know. The writing felt soft or off. I want to say soft, because just like that scene, there were some other scenes. I can't think of another scene, but there was something else that happened. I was like, why'd they do that? And online people were nitpicking too. It was like, they had to do all that. It's like, you got these powers and you did all that. It's like, but yeah. All right. Well, my third is not going to hold out, so I'm going to call it. And I'm just thinking I don't have to do too much editing on this. So I think there was a couple spots where I coughed. I always edit out my coughs. Usually, if there's an edit, it's because I was coughing up a storm and hacking and sneezing my head off. And I'm trying to think. I coughed twice. The places I took drinks of water, I'm not cutting out. I mean, I just took a drink of water. But actually, I used to cut those out too. So I'm not going to cut those out. See, I had a microphone issue. I don't think it was that long. I'll leave that in. I'm not trying to be perfect. So there we go. And my goal is I was going to do this yesterday. I probably should have did it yesterday. I probably would have took longer on each subject. Because that's something else I'm trying to work on. Maybe that's what I should. Because right now I just do bullet points. Well, what I should do is do the bullet point, say some stuff, write it down, and I don't have to regurgitate that. Just something to help me, like note cards, or I can't think what they used to call those. Anyway, notes, just some more notes to what I want to talk about. So maybe that's what I should do. That probably help, because I was trying to do at least 5 minutes on each thing, and that would be enough to fill my stuff. And I feel like today I was rushing through it, because I actually wasn't even going to do it today. I was like, I want to do another one tomorrow, so I need to sit down and see what I can talk about. I am going to, I'll do it after my workout. See if I can get my 1 mile in and do a full body workout. That'll be part of it. Cause oh my God, I'll leave that in. I'm choking again. All right, let me call it quits. All right, everyone take care. Thanks for watching. Oh, and thanks for listening.